Hey, Big Brother fans, we have your Power of Veto comp results and some info on whether the winner plans to use the medallion. It is a deep fake week in the BB26 house, and we've got your spoilers from the feeds. But before we reveal the good stuff, please subscribe if you're not following us. Angela's would-be nominations, by the way, still have not been revealed to us yet on the live feed, so we may not find out until Sunday's episode. But in the meantime, Quinn activated his deep fake head of household upgrade, and since it is no secret, he talked to people about who he'd nominate, including a chat with Angela, of course, the HOH whose reign he has overtaken. She would not tell him her targets, but of course, we all know Quinn would have been one of them, and likewise, if Angela wasn't HOH, Quinn would have nominated her. So they're going to have to target each other in another week. Side note about Quinn's HOH power, he did not get to play in the veto comp because his name was not drawn, but Angela did. There was some confusion around that in the house, but in week 5, he does get to play in the HOH comp, and Angela does not. So it is a good upgrade, even better if he had managed to keep it secret. We learned from the feeds that Quinn nominated his top target, Tucker. Next to him went Makensy because she's close to Tucker. She's no fan of Quinn's issues. And then he put Cedric on the block alongside them because the last HOH volunteered to fight on behalf of their alliance and to help carry out Quinn's goals this week. And then they did the name draw, and Joseph, who is now in a tight alliance with Tucker, and Brooklyn, who really doesn't like Angela right now and is getting closer to Quinn, were both chosen to round out the 6 playing in the POV. It took place on Saturday afternoon. The feeds were down for about 2.5 hours, give or take, and we have the results. And interestingly, before the comp was played, Angela went outside kind of yelling for Quinn in the backyard, asking if she got to play in the veto comp or if it was him. I don't know why these house guests cannot grasp this relatively simple advantage that Quinn has. And likewise, Tucker was so certain that Quinn wouldn't get to make the renom that he actually called him a liar, along with some other choice profanity that almost made Quinn cry. One pre-veto comp strategy discussed among Quinn and his allies was to let Tucker know that if he won the POV and used it to save himself, his showmance pal Rubina would go up on the block to replace him. And Brooklyn volunteered to tell Tucker and this twist so it wouldn't come out like it was a direct threat from Quinn. Obviously it is, though. So going into Saturday's comp, Cedric was planning to gun hard for it and then was going to consult Quinn on whether he should use it at the veto meeting or not, but probably not. As for Angela, not sure how hard she'll play since it really doesn't matter. She's safe and has no power. However, if she did win, Tucker would probably benefit because she does owe him a solid for pulling her off the block before. Tucker said on the live feeds, if the POV is a prize and punishment comp, he would play for the prize and hope that Angela won the POV instead. And of course, Makensy's worried she'll be sent home, so she was planning to hustle hard. Brooklyn and Joseph will likely play hard, and of course, they told Quinn they would leave noms the same. So the house guest headed into the backyard to do the comp, and when they came back inside, and the feeds came back up, the Golden Power of Veto medallion was just hanging up next to the memory wall. And it was like, what? You want to see it around somebody's neck, but then it quickly came out that Tucker won the Power of Veto. Not good news for Quinn, not at all. And now the question becomes, will Brooklyn approach Tucker, as she and Quinn talked about, and encouraged him not to use the POV so that Rubina won't be the replacement nominee? The last time Tucker had the golden medallion, you guys should remember, he used it on Angela and not himself, so it would not be unprecedented for him to do something bizarre with it and want to play in the arena again. In this case, though, Tucker would be wise to use it on himself and then hope Rubina can keep herself safe if indeed she is the replacement nominee. I'm sure overnight we'll get some more insights from live feed chatter, and of course, nothing is set in stone until the veto meeting on Monday. But for now, Quinn's plan to take out Tucker is dead in the water, and that does not bode well for Makensy. And don't forget, Tucker promised he was coming for Cedric because he was so mad about last week's veto meeting. So I am imagining him trying to churn up votes to take him out. And with Quinn, Angela, and Tucker all safe from eviction this week, it should be fiery in the Big Brother house next week in week 5. I did have to laugh when the feeds came back up and a very frustrated Quinn said, "This blows ASS." For him, yes. For the rest of us, it kind of looks like fun. It's going to be a good few days coming. That's it. Tune in here regularly for more Big Brother live feeds, updates, and spoilers. And be sure to subscribe if you're not following us.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.